I am the universe! So, who is Wolfychu? Some animation YouTuber who does storytime videos, I guess? Who's trying to stimulate the algorithm with kawaii desu. Kill me if I ever do that again. But yeah, apparently there's a lot of videos and drama around these animated YouTubers, or whatever you want to call them, because they tend to be characters who grow pretty quick, and I think that's dumb. Oh, not them growing quick, but the criticism that's being levied. Criticism is still criticism, however. However, it's only valid if you can find merit in it. And who knows, maybe the videos that we're covering in this video, are you reading the title and you know what I'm gonna talk about? You have clicked on this video for a damn reason. So the first video is by Crizon, Citrus. Let's get into it.
Disclaimer. Don't attack people. Mob mentality sucks. This video was made of entertainment purposes. Also, take most things I say with a grain of salt. Everything I say in this video is my opinion. My opinion. Alright,
I get the idea for a disclaimer. Hell, I used to do one until it didn't matter what happened, because you'd get people who take it out of context and nitpick it all to hell. And shock of all shocks, I actually do have a problem with this. It's all your opinion? Okay, I guess, I respect your opinion. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna rip it apart, though.
I have a theory.
Welcome to Game Theory.
I have a theory that Wolfychu and Jordan Sweeto are the same person. Wolfychu is like Jordan Sweeto, but can draw slightly better. Unlike Jordan, who has 3 channels, with one of them being dead. She has only one channel, she did animation and still does. So here's why I dislike her content.
Okay, I get you had a bit of an intro that I cut out, but did you seriously just put a theory out there about how a user, in your opinion,
My opinion.
is another user, and then just leave it there? And I get at the end of the video you say you didn't want to actually include theories because you didn't have any evidence to back up your claims.
And what precisely would I gain by explaining this situation to you? Pay attention.
And yet you still decide to include the crackpot theories. Why? So, thanks for leaving those half-baked theories in the video and make spurious claims, as well as including your other 2 theories at the end, which you yourself admit there's not much evidence to support them. I would say you just did it to get to the 10-minute mark, but you didn't even do that! Your video ends at 9:52! So what was the point of even putting them in? In any case, if Wolfychu can draw slightly better than Jordan, that actually kinda goes against your theory that they're the same person. It's not much, I'll admit, but then again, you haven't really given me a lot as to say why you think they are the same person. You just said, I think they are the same person, which, killer opinion there, man.
Wolfychu has a high-pitched voice, and it's likely fake.
You know, people are gonna start accusing you of stealing jokes since you're doing that to my joke.
It's very likely. Hey there, buddy, you got any evidence to back that up? I know you give an example after I get back into this, as best as I can put, but you'll see why it's not really evidence.
For example, take Lily Pitchhu's deepest voice and take Wolfychu's deepest voice.
Okay, so this is the deepest voice I can do. Please keep in mind that on my last couple of storytime videos, I noticed a lot of comments about my voice.
This is probably the deepest voice I can do. I wish it could go lower because I want to pull off a man voice one day, but with my vocal cords, I don't know if that's even possible.
This is my low voice. Low voice. I am Lord Voldemort.
Considering Lily Pitchhu's video was made in 2015, and she's now 26, she must have been 23 years old when this video was uploaded. And Wolfychu is 23. And considering she has a higher pitched voice than Lily, I'd say it's fake.
Except you can't really make that claim, because guess what? People's voices are surprisingly different from each other. That doesn't just apply to tones, but also applies to how people can fluctuate their voice to make it deeper, and how they develop as people. This also ignores that these are actually 2 different people, and people can have different voices throughout their time on this world. Just because one person has done a different tone around the same age doesn't mean it'll apply to another person who's around the same age when that happened. So this is nothing, really. She could be faking, but she could not be faking. So what? I mean, you're technically faking your voice right now. You're using a voice changer. What's the point?
Also, there's this video. So let's watch it.
I get a lot of comments about my voice, so I thought that maybe today I could make a video about that. Before we start, I want to talk to you guys about this app called Quid.
Okay, so calling out shameless plugs is fine and dandy, but if you didn't have an actual point here, you'd probably be better off just skipping the opening of the video since you don't actually comment on it.
You might think that having a voice like this probably meant that I got bullied a lot growing up, but nope, nobody really cared back then. There was this one girl in high school who started picking on me a bit though.
But I thought you said that you weren't bullied as a kid. This is making it seem as if you're lying about your stories.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
No, it doesn't, because Wolfychu says this.
There was this one girl in high school who started picking on me a bit though.
That implies that this was an exception, but in general she didn't get any different treatment. You see, there are these things called words, and they can change the meaning of what people say. I know! It's a revolutionary tactic! Also, high school? It could be that she doesn't consider herself to be a kid during the high school days, but a young adult/teenager. This is not a contradiction.
Anyways, here's another video related to her appearance. Most of the video is filler, so I'll skip to the part that's important.
Then why didn't you do that earlier to skip the opening of her voice video? Hello? Hello? Editor? Is that you?
I've been getting more and more comments asking me to do a face reveal video. I feel like a lot of people are expecting me to make one soon, but I just don't feel like it's something I want to do right now. I like things the way they are right now. I don't want things to change. I know that there's a lot of you who've been watching my videos for a while and you're curious about what kind of face is behind these drawings. With everyone so eager to see what I look like in person, I guess I just feel worried that I'm not gonna meet everyone's expectations.
Why are you acting as if a face reveal will kill your channel?
I love it when people cut others like that so much! Oh!
Most people would not mind. Or is it because the voice you're using is fake? Fun fact. By simply looking up Wolfychu face reveal, I found it.
Again, with the weasel words and holy... It's Mentalk, the Mind Taker! Again, this isn't really a point since people don't have to do face reveals if they don't want to, and to claim that it was because her voice is faked. Okay, I guess that's your opinion again, but not really fact. That's just you putting on a tinfoil fedora,
M'lady.
and saying... But let's assume that your two photos there are true, except there's no real concrete evidence that they are, and we just have to take your word that these possibly are Wolfychu, I guess. But let's assume that they are. This goes against this.
I have a theory that Wolfychu and Jordan Sweeto are the same person.
So, why would you include that? Anyway, I'm ending this video here since the only other point about Wolfychu is using misleading tags since, yeah, I can agree with that. I kinda hate when YouTubers use tags that don't really apply to the video, and Wolfychu shouldn't be pulling a speechy, especially since she is as big as she is now. But there's another video that I want to talk about because why the hell not? This comes from Sakura Turtles, who used to be Koopa, not a Troopa. Anyway, I'm skipping up his own made-up term of Uwu Tuber. No! Since it's dumb and doesn't really matter with the video because it's your own personal term and not really something that matters.
And it don't matter. None of this matters.
In this video, I'll be talking about why Wolfychu is not only one of the world's worst YouTubers, but should also probably be banned from YouTube. Also, Chili Panda's an idiot. More on that later.
And why are we talking about Chili Panda in this video? Does she have anything to do with Wolfychu? Do they hold the same ideas and opinions? Or was this a way to artificially inflate the video since you don't really have anything of substance to say about Wolfychu? Oh yeah, spoilers.
So, everyone else that talks about Wolfychu talks about her bland, unoriginal, copy-paste anime art style, but I won't be talking about her art style because I'm much better at animation than I am at art. So instead I'll just talk about her animation, which is very easy to do because she has none. And I mean that literally, she does not animate.
So, which is it? Does she not animate at all, or barely animate? Forgive me for, actually listening to what you say and what words you use, but when you say,
I mean that literally, she does not animate.
And then proceed to show a clip of there being animation, as in the case with the walk down the street segment, where we see the hair bobbing and such, and the attempt at walking, that is animation. It is giving the illusion of movement. I agree, it's the bare minimal, but it's still animation. So which is it? Does she literally do no animation, or does she animate little? Also, I can easily point out that you're clearly cherry picking. Here, let me do the exact same thing. It looks like she can animate. I mean, it's almost like you're taking one example and just generalizing the entire content.
Which is strange because she calls herself an animator.
Well, technically from what you showed, no she doesn't. She just says she makes animations, not that she's an animator. There are differences.
Something that I know a lot of people know is that a really important trait of being an animator is actually making animations. And I don't want to set an arbitrary, you must have this many frames for it to be an animation. But if I do this, and then this, and then this, and call that a walking cycle, that doesn't count as a walking cycle because it's not giving the illusion of movement, which is what animation is. I mean, a bare bones definition of what animation is, but it's still a definition.
This frame is a clear indication that they just didn't care.
Except you showed that Wolfychu did give the illusion of movement. You even showed it in this video. It's not the greatest. Hell, I've done a better run cycle myself. And I agree that it's bare bones, but if it can simulate the illusion of movement, then it can still be considered animation. And that's using your own terminology, Mr. Turtle Soup. I'm skipping to the next point since I know a few other people have talked about this. I'll put a link in the description with a timestamp with someone who made a good point on this. Frankly, I don't want there to be any more terrible singing in my brain. Make it stop!
And it don't matter. None of this matters.
Don't call yourself an animator if you don't make animations.
Just let people be. Let them call themselves whatever they want. What would someone who makes these animatics call themselves? Animatikers? Cartoonists? Comic YouTubers?
No, don't call yourself an animator or an animatica because you make neither animations or animatics.
Again, why are we bringing up Chili Panda? I don't like to repeat myself, but what's the point of bringing her up in a video about Wolfychu? Did Wolfychu ever publicly state that she agrees with Chili Panda's standards? Unless you can prove that Wolfychu does agree with what Chili Panda says, then this is a completely pointless segment. As the next segment because you're just talking to Chili Panda's video. And this takes up a good portion of the video. Why? I'll tell you why you put it here. It's cause you know you've got garbage points and there's no way you're gonna spin this to make it 10 minutes unless you put an unrelated party whose only connection they have with Wolfychu is that they both animated storytime videos who do little animation. Again, unless there's evidence that Wolfychu actually agrees with this mindset and not just because they have similar styles, this has nothing to do with the actual topic of the video and is
Padding, 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 padding.
And it don't matter. None of this matters.
Wolfychu does this really annoying Lily Pichu thing where she makes her voice go higher than it really should go. Except when Lily Pichu does it, she at least does it more naturally. But Wolfychu's voice is just very fake. Very, very forced and fake. And while I don't have any concrete evidence for this,
M'lady,
other than the fact that I have the average amount of chromosomes a person should have, if you look at her content, it wouldn't be too far off to assume that it would be faked.
Yeah, except you're a dude, I think. I hope. I pray. I condemn. I wish. And men tend to have a deeper voice than women, so using yourself and your chromosomes as a general standard to judge whether or not her voice is fake is dumb. In addition, thanks for shooting yourself in the foot.
And while I don't have any concrete evidence for this,
You don't know yet!
I mean, because her storytime videos are probably faked.
You don't know yet!
I mean, there's lots of inconsistencies in them. She said in her Living With My Voice video that nobody really bothered her about her voice.
You might think that having a voice like this probably meant that I got bullied a lot growing up, but nope, nobody really cared back then.
But then later when she wants you to feel bad for her, in the same video, she then talks about how a lot of people bullied her for her voice and then she wanted to change it.
Every now and again, other people would say things to me about my voice.
You know, I'm almost getting deja vu at this point.
Where is Snowflame's fuzzy slippers? Where is Snowflame's fuzzy slipper?
Because if you people ever took the time to actually, watch her video, Wolfychu says this.
Every now and again.
Meaning that when her voice actually was the subject of ridicule, it was a rare occurrence. That's not a contradiction. It's just her telling of times when it actually did happen. Do people seriously not know what words mean anymore?
And it don't matter. None of this matters.
Let me just say, that's not a terrible thing to have. She treats it as if having a high-pitched voice is this curse thrown upon her by Satan. But it isn't, because she says that outside of school, nobody really bothers her about it. So what's the problem with it?
She's highlighting times where it did bother her, and even when they were small times. And she never really said it was a problem. From what you provided, it was just her talking about times where she was more self-conscious about the pitch of her voice. I mean, if she did say it was a problem, then it's kind of up to you to prove it in the video, but you never do.
And if it bothers you on YouTube, then you can just make your voice go deeper like Filthy Frank. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just use a voice modifier. If you're so tired of the comments, or as you said in your voice reveal video, that you were very scared about what the comments would say. If you were scared, then why didn't you just change your voice?
Okay, I was kind of with you until that last bit.
What is this? Do you realize what you've done, Turtleton? Mr. Turtle Tortellini, one of your complaints is that you've highlighted is that you take issue with Wolfychu faking her voice.
But Wolfychu's voice is just very fake. Very, very forced and fake. And while I don't have any concrete evidence for this...
Yet here you are saying that if she was concerned with how she sounded, that she should use methods that are still faking a voice.
Now, this was no ordinary idiot. He was a colossal idiot.
Do you not realize what you say? You've just basically put her in a no-win situation, since if she did modify her voice, you'd still probably get on her case for using such methods, since they're ways of faking a voice. My god, did you even bother to look at what you posted? Wait, that's rhetorical. Of course not.
Another reason I think her voice is fake is because she pushes this persona that she tries to make people believe that she's the cutie anime girl, when... although I don't know her personally, I can say that I'm pretty sure she isn't in real life.
You don't know yet!
You know, it's pretty appropriate for the timestamp I got for this, since this is a disaster point. This is nothing more than you assuming it. You're not proving anything, all you're doing is giving me a verbal salad. Why did so many people like this video?
I mean, again, her stories have lots of inconsistencies in them.
Which, if we're going by your examples, you don't know what inconsistencies are.
And even with that, I mean... You're a grown adult. Why are you trying to make people believe you're like a 15-year-old clumsy anime girl?
It's called putting on a character. People do that all the time on YouTube and in real life. They inject the actual facts of their life while at the same time using a different means of telling said stories in an interesting way. Sometimes even using a character to highlight or make the stories even more outlandish. Are we not allowed to do that now? Also, if we can go back to someone you referenced, why would Filthy Frank, a character, act like that? Why is it okay for him? Even if it wasn't a character or stylistic choice, why can't an adult be shy or act cute? Especially on YouTube when that's what they're going for in their videos. Also, how do you know she's an adult? I mean, I know in the other video I covered in this one, the guy said Wolfychu was 23, but that's not inherently proof that it's true. I mean, we don't even know where that's from and where he's getting that information about from. So again, this point is dumb and lacking any actual evidence.
Well, you're probably asking me, why would she do this? Why would she fake being an anime girl? On views, of course.
You mean the thing that every YouTuber ever wants to get? What a shocker.
As soon as she did her voice reveal, she blew up. And I won't entirely credit her blowing up upon her voice reveal because that would be false. Her blowing up is more likely to do with the fact that she's a manipulator. I say manipulator because, unlike Chili Panda, I know how to use Google, and I know the definition of words before I use them.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, buddy.
Wolfychu manipulates the site's algorithms to make her show up in places where she really shouldn't. And let me just say, you don't need any fancy third-party software to find the tags of videos. Right-click, view page source, Ctrl-F, keywords, you'll find them. Now, let's just see some of the tags of her more recent videos. Her Why I Can't Do a Face Reveal video has tags such as Wolfie Face Reveal in real life, Jordan Sweeto Girlfriend Face Reveal, which, fair enough. If someone's looking up her face reveal or wants to find her face, then they'll be redirected to this video explaining why she can't do a face reveal. Now let's just see some of the tags of her other videos. Her Animatic on Doki Doki Literature Club has tags such as animation and animated, then either.
In your opinion, you showed that video and it does have animation. Just because you don't think it has enough animation doesn't mean you can apply your own subjective stances onto it. And no, you're not being objective here, man. You even say this.
That doesn't count as a walking cycle because it's not giving the illusion of movement, which is what animation is. I mean, a bare bones definition of what animation is, but it's still a definition.
If there's an illusion of movement, then guess what? That's animation. I agree it's poor animation, but still animation. And that's pretty much all I can say about this video, mostly, because the turtle here does have a point with the fake tags, but that's pretty much it, really. That's the only actual legitimate point, and it's not legitimate anymore because looking at Wolfie's tags now will show that's not the case anymore. You see, that's both good and bad. It's good because, hey, she's actually trying to fix it and not, you know, screw over the algorithm. It was still a problem when she did it, and I will admit that she was wrong for doing it, and I don't approve of her doing it, of course. But then again, it's up to her to dance with the devil if she wants to do that. But you know what's bad about this? What the turtle says here.
So, I won't be telling you to flag Wolfychu's videos for using misleading metadata, but if you were to ask YouTube, they definitely would tell you flag Wolfychu's videos for using misleading metadata.
Congrats, you reject Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. You're now telling people to flag videos at the point of the video no longer violating the service. That's assuming that they were still there when your video actually went up. And don't give me, well, I'm not saying you should flag him. You are saying it. You are suggesting it in the video. And heck, you only gave one example of her actually being misleading in one video. And yeah, I'm not counting the animation thing, because again, that's you flip-flopping. Limited animation isn't the same as no animation. It's really the crutch of these kinds of videos, and that can be applied to a lot of what the Wolfychu drama videos I've seen online are about. The only actual legitimate point that does seem to have any fact behind them is the tags. And even then, it's presented in such a slipshod manner most of the time that it's not even actual proof that she did it. Most of their videos come down to petty things like, she fakes her voice, her art isn't good. Who the hell cares? Seriously, why is it a problem? That you don't like it? Okay, congrats. You don't like something on the internet. Welcome to the club. You can voice your opinions all you want, but when you try to say, this is why this YouTuber is bad, you're not convincing me that Wolfychu is a bad YouTuber. I think she's a bad YouTuber because I don't really like the voice myself, her content isn't really girthy enough for me to sink my teeth into, and her videos aren't really my appeal. It's these kinds of videos here that make me want to get myself a new noose necktie. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'm MangaKamen, and remember to examine your fandom.